Hi everyone, I've been getting a lot of questions about horn maintenance and I wanted to give you some tips and tricks for your day-to-day regular horn maintenance. First of all, you want to make sure that your horn is well oiled and well greased. There are a few places that you need to take care of. First of all, on top of all your rotors, you will notice some caps that can be removed. These should be removed about once a month so that you can oil them. Take 1 or 2 drops of rotor oil or your regular lubricant and place them on the very top of the bearing. Give it a good wiggle and help let the oil lubricate that rotor for you. Next, you want to make sure that there is oil all the way down into those valves for you. You want to take your oil, remove your slides, and make sure that you drop about 5 to 6 drops into each of the valves. You don't necessarily need to do front and back because the F and B flat sides are actually the same valve that you're applying oil to. On the back, depending on the wrap of your horn, you may want to try and get some oil down into your B flat slide. For me, I'm going to drop about 5 or 6 drops straight down into the back, but I'm going to need to make sure that I turn my horn so that that oil gets down into that B flat slide. Give your thumb key a good wiggle to make sure that the oil gets in there. This is the same when you send some drops down into your first, second, and third slides. You want to make sure that you depress the valves so that the oil gets in there and lubricates the valves well. When you're ready to put your slides back in, make sure that you've removed any excess grease or gunk. If you put your finger in, you shouldn't have any green or any excess valve grease that comes off onto your fingers. You will only need a little bit because the slide will go in and out and it will hit the entire slide for you. Just make sure that you get a little bit on all the way around. And then you're ready to put it back into the horn. When you put it back in, make sure that you pull it in and out a couple times, and that will ensure that the entire slide is greased. If you have any excess, you may decide to remove it with a paper towel. When you're putting your slides back in for all your individual valves, make sure that you depress the valve before you put the slide in. If you have a detachable bell, you should put a little bit of graphite in the threads so that your bell goes on smoothly. If not, you can use a few drops of oil. Make sure that you put oil down into each of these valves at least every other day. Your mouthpiece should also be washed out on a daily basis, if not weekly. You can imagine all the germs that end up in there when it's thrown in your case for weeks at a time. I hope this has given you some hints on how to maintain your horn. Finally, be sure to regularly polish your horn so that any excess oil, grease, or oil from your hands is removed from the exterior of the horn, keeping it looking shiny and new. Thank you.